Okay, our next speaker is Ara Joe. Ara, where are you? I just saw you a little while ago. Where is she? Oh, you're right there. Okay. Ara Joe is the brand new chef de cuisine of the French Laundry. Ara was named chef, right? Ara was named chef de cuisine in August, making her the first woman to have held that role at the legendary Yountville restaurant. And for those, yep, right, more applause. Yes. And for those of you asking, what is a chef de cuisine? She runs the kitchen and reports directly to Chef Thomas Keller. We couldn't be prouder of Ara, and I know her team members who are here today feel the same way. Thank you for joining us, by the way. Chef Ara has traveled a long road to Napa Valley and let me start over with that. Chef Ara has traveled a long road to Napa Valley and the French Laundry, and she is here to tell us more. Please welcome Ara Joe to the stage.
This day reminds me of the first day I did lineup. Every day I do 3 o'clock, I do lineup with the new menu. And the first day I was hiding under hiding under the menu, reading it. And then I promise I won't do it today, but a little nervous, I cannot lie. But thank you again for Kerry and then the team Cherry Bomb for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and also my team from Yountville to support me from Yountville as well. Quite a journey for me to Korea to Yountville in Napa, and I'm happy to share in front of all of the inspirational women professionals. So thank you so much. I grew up in Korea, in Seoul. I did not know that I would be in Napa Valley at my 30s, being a chef de cuisine at one of the most esteemed restaurants. Absolutely did not know. My parents, even I thought that I'll be a doctor or something that, the parents wants to do. You study hard, go to good college, go to get good degrees, and get a really good professional job. And all but I did not know, and then my parents did not know, and then I thought that I will be the good firstborn child, firstborn Korean kid, and I thought that I will become one of the professional as well. I did not know that I will go to culinary school or become chef de cuisine at the French Laundry. I started cooking when I was young because I had to take care of my younger brother and myself because both of my parents were working very demanding job. I kept it simple, scoop up the rice in the bowl and they heat up some side dishes called banchans. And I was really professional fried egg cook. So I know how to crack the eggs, right temperature, right oil, no more splash, clean up the splash after fried eggs. And that was I started like that. And I remember watching this TV show in Korea. Is one of the TV channel had this foreign cooking show, 24/7 basically. And one of my favorite hosts was, you guys probably know this young British man named Jamie Oliver. Watching Jamie, with his oldest movements, plan the day, inviting people over, taste and go to the farm, tasting everything, go to the very store, tasting every single thing, cooking everything. For me, drooling, wondering what's going on. No idea. He, pull out this beautiful chicken, rub it with butter, stuff the butter, all the herbs. All I know is someone, dropped the fried chicken on our doorstep. That's the only thing I knew about the chicken. And then he did this beautiful, he did this beautiful deviled egg for me. Okay, you can poach eggs, cut it in half, take out the yellow part, mix with something, put it back on. Like it was and then just like that, my brother became my test subject, and I'm like feeding him, asking him, "Do you like it? What do you think?" Years later, I had an opportunity to come to Sacramento because my aunt's family was living here, and then my parents think that it was better for me to have some American education. So I came here when I was in high school. I mean, it wasn't a really easy transition for me because I did not know anyone. Nothing was, what is it called, walking distance. And also my English was very, very limited back then. But I started cooking again because I was living with these two beautiful young cousins. And then they will keep asking me whenever their mom or their dad was out, working. It's like, can you please make us some pasta, lasagna, or pie? And I was like, no problem, we'll do. I spent hours with cookbooks because it was easier to understand than the textbook. So I admit that. And then one of my favorite cookbook, it's a secret for me, is a Costco cookbook. I don't know if they still distribute it at the end, but it was like wonderful book. I go there and then they give me this free cookbook. I read it and then, because it was great. Everything what I made was like turned out really wonderful. So everybody loved it. Yeah. And then also I took cooking class in high school where I made memorable dishes like pasta with cottage cheese and garlic powder. That was, you won't see this dish at the French Laundry, I promise you. Although with a little bit of white truffle, maybe I can make it work. So during the college year, I was balancing classical piano music and pre-med, of course, like I shared. But I saw my friends, my colleagues taking different paths, and they looked very happy. And I realized I need to ask myself, what am I really passionate about? The further I get into my degree, the more I knew it wasn't really right things for me. I mean, my grade was solid, but something was missing. I realized I had to follow my passion before it was too late. So one day, I told my parents the truth. Surprisingly, they understood. They're like, you know what? You go ahead, try it. So I went online. I applied to the Culinary Institute of America at Greystone and threw to get it. On the first day, it hit me how little I knew. I knew how to chopping, I knew how to crack the eggs, but did I knew what julienne or brunoise was? Absolutely not. Did I know Chef Escoffier, who has a brigade system? Who is he? Chef Paul Bocuse, OMG. And Chef Thomas Keller, who is he? I promised myself I'd catch up and learn everything I could. I wasn't just focusing on cooking. I want to learn everything about this culinary art. I read constantly, asked my professor and bothered them endlessly, and I knew they were hiding from me. And went to Pittsburgh for my externship at the private club where I was able to learn entire food services. A la carte, banquet, room services, buffet, and private events. And I took it a little further that I took another full-time job while I was doing externship at this small Korean restaurant, being a dining team member, so I can learn both aspects of it. After graduating, it took time to figure out my next step, of course, like, everybody does. Eventually, I ended up at the French Laundry. Like everyone else, I started as a commis, aka the prep cook. From day one, I soaked up everything I could. Here, the differences was I had the opportunity to lean into my strength rather than worry about my weaknesses, which I was doing for entire my life. Because of the sense of urgency mindset, I did not have time to focus on any negativity. Being surrounded by the people who share the same passion has been one of the most fulfilling parts of this journey. At the French Laundry, it's not just about learning. It's about creating unforgettable moments that make every guest feel like the happiest person in the world. I put my head down, worked extremely hard. I became first woman butcher, became sous chef, first woman executive sous chef, and in August, I was honored to be named chef de cuisine, and it's been an experience of a lifetime to lead this incredible team. Looking back at the young woman in Korea watching Jamie Oliver doing all the homework and wondering and drooling again what a Sunday roast was or why he used so many herbs, I can't help but smile. Despite the years and distance between us, she and I are still very much the same, always learning every single day.
Five stars.